Hey guys, today we're going to be unboxing the new Chromecast. And this is the weirdest video you're going to see from me in a long time because I don't get it. Okay, so let's start with what's a Chromecast. A Chromecast is a Google product that lets you cast web browser to the TV, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you think about a couple of years ago, you're looking at something cool on the internet, you're hanging out with somebody else, and you're like, oh, if only I could show you this thing that I'm looking at on my device. Now everybody can kind of sit around and share their stuff on the TV, which is cool. It's really cool. And you can broadcast your videos. It's great. I know because I have this one, the old Chromecast. But let's not talk about that right now. Let's just talk about this for another few minutes and the weirdness that is. And it's weird for so many reasons. Okay, before we do that, let's just have a look at the box, and then we'll get inside it, and then we'll talk about other stuff inside. So Chromecast now comes with a bunch of logos down the side, and that's where the weirdness starts. So let's just forget about those logos for a minute and just be like, okay, this is a Chromecast. It's a black one in a box. I would have loved to have gotten a different color, but the store that I got this from is Fry's. I got it in Dallas, Texas, and the only color that they had was black. I took a picture of it so that you would believe me. It would have been really cool because I know that these come in all sorts of different colors, but I wasn't really able to buy this online, which is the second bit of weirdness. We'll talk about that more later, but that has a lot to do with Amazon refusing to sell these things, which is weird. Okay. From the side of the box, it gives a description of the sorts of things that you can do with one of these. HD streaming video from the cloud, surround sound support. It's got a 2.4 or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi adaptive system. It's got screen mirroring for Android and laptops, and Android devices, iPhone, iPad, Mac, Windows, and Chromebook can all use one of these. On the other side, we can see more of those weird logos. It's going to be even more bizarre, but it does talk about the 2 apps that are available, one on the App Store, one on Google Play. On the back of the box, it talks about the simple setup, plug an HDMI port and connect to Wi-Fi. The smarter remote, just tap the cast button, popular mobile apps, start watching on TV. I'll show you how to set it up in just a minute, but why don't we finally get inside the box? That is actually an easy tab to pull. Let's see. That actually was easy to do. As you know, I'm highly critical of packaging, and that was pretty darn good. I'm going to say that this would let you see this on a screen, but basically, getting started, it says plug your Chromecast into the TV, plug your Chromecast into the wall, switch input to TV, switch input to the HDMI as your Chromecast is plugged into it, then set it up from your phone, tablet, or laptop. Visit chromecast.com/setup. That sounds easy enough. The back of this is actually stuck to it, so the only thing you can really do is open it up. Inside the box, we have only the Chromecast visible to us right now. Take that out. Now, this Chromecast obviously has a slightly different design than the old one. It's really quite cool, and even though I knew it was small, it's actually smaller than I thought it was going to be. This is held on by a magnet, which I don't really understand why. Maybe because this fits over your belt loop really easily. I don't know. I really don't know why that's like that. And underneath, we have the power cord and the charger. Now, I'm just going to have a quick look at this because I'm always interested to know what sort of power capabilities come on the plug, and I'm just going to move it off screen to do that. This outputs 5 volts, 1 amp. The reason I find that interesting is that I know that most USB ports, like the ones on the back of the TV, output at 500 milliamps. So to have a charger that does a 1 amp charge is, well, it's just interesting. I suppose that means that this could possibly use more power than what's coming out of the back of the TV, but equally, I think that you can and often are encouraged to plug these directly into the back of the TV. That way it powers on and off when the TV powers on and off, rather than leaving it on all the time. Anyways, enough of that. That's that. This is the old Chromecast, and so just so you can have a look at the difference, this is the old model here compared to it. Well, I've had this old model for a very long time, and so it's probably time to start talking about some of the weirdness. Some of the weirdness has to do with Amazon. Amazon has refused to sell these or any of these anymore. And if you noticed on the outside of the packaging, with all of those logos, the Amazon logo is missing. It doesn't really make any sense to me why it's missing, especially because I buy a lot of stuff off Amazon, and to not be able to buy my new Chromecast seemed really weird. And it is weird. I did a bit of research about why Amazon won't put its logo there and why it's decided no longer to sell the Chromecast, and it has to do with the fact that apparently Chromecast and Amazon Video don't play well together. And just to prove that wrong, here's a picture of me casting some Amazon Video to my TV. Yeah, that's my LG TV right there. And you can see the Amazon logo because I was casting to it. I mean, to say that these can't cast Amazon Video is completely false. I really don't understand why that's even an issue. So that's why I had to go buy it. But what's even more weird, having had this Chromecast for a year, why they would even put these logos on the outside of the box. I mean, you can stream everything from your browser, which is the best feature about the Chromecast. So I find it a little bit misleading that all of these logos are there. I found out why they're there, and it's still a little confusing to me, but I just thought I would explain. Basically, these apps support Chromecasting internally. So these apps inside of them have the ability to stream Netflix or stream Hulu directly to your Chromecast. So you don't need a browser to stream it. Oh, well, that totally makes sense. So that's why Amazon must be upset that their app can't stream directly to Chromecast. But Amazon, you control your app, not Chromecast. You decide if you want to support the Chromecast, not Google. It doesn't make any sense. Basically, you're just preventing me from using one of the best products on the market. It's all really, really strange to me. And it's some sort of crazy internet play that I don't really understand. But what I can tell you is that this Chromecast has been fantastic. So now it's about time to go check if it's worth the difference between the two. You see, when I first saw this box, I thought that maybe there was a new interface, like on the Kodi or like on the Roku, that there was a reason that you would want to buy this for some new sort of interface. But there isn't. It's exactly the same as the old Chromecast, just apparently a little bit better. How much better? I don't know. Let's go find out. Okay, well, here's my TV, and as you can see, I've just plugged in the new Chromecast, and it's telling me exactly what to do, chromecast.com/setup. So as you can see on the screen here, I now have two Chromecasts. My Chromecast Lounge, which is my original one, and my Chromecast 2, which is my Chromecast 2. But they're not called Chromecast 2, they're called Chromecast New or just Chromecast 2015, whatever. Let's just do a couple quick tests just to see how fast things are going. And just to play up the irony of the whole thing, let's do it with Amazon Video. Oh, the irony of the Fire Stick TV. Let's go to Prime Video. Transparent. Seems only right. So let's start watching this first bit here. and then we'll switch it over. I'm watching it right now on the computer. I'm just going to switch it over to Chromecast Lounge. We'll see how long that load time takes. Pretty darn quick on the original Chromecast Lounge. Let's see how long it takes if I stop casting and switch over to the Chromecast 2. Pretty much about the same. Stop casting that. And do it again to Chromecast Lounge. Pretty much instantaneous. And stop casting there and switch it over to the Chromecast 2, which is also pretty much instantaneous. Okay, I'm just going to stop casting this and pause this video. Now, I'm looking at the Chromecast 2 on the TV with you guys, and this looks exactly the same as the Chromecast Lounge. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's go to the other HDMI to Chromecast Lounge. They look exactly the same. This SimpLink thing that you can see on screen here, that's just the TV, and they're linking the two devices, but that's only just because I disconnected it a few minutes ago to show you guys how the two worked. But otherwise, I mean, I genuinely can't tell the difference. Let's go to HDMI 3. That's the other Chromecast. It is in every way identical. I genuinely don't get the difference. I don't think that there is a difference. I think that it's simply that the form factor that they had released before somehow was out of date, or maybe they could save a few pennies, or maybe they put a slightly different manufacturer's something inside of it, or maybe they just felt that they needed a new product just to keep going with the Apple TVs of the world or something. I genuinely don't know. But as you can see, they're identical. They're identical in every which way. Or at least so far as I can tell. And that was playing Amazon Video, which we're totally not supposed to be able to do. Okay, well, let's go back to the counter for a few more seconds and I'll give you a quick wrap up. But I think you get the gist at this point. Hey guys, just one more thing to add here. I've just switched this over from the power that came with it, this power cable here, to the TV power. I just wanted to check if there was any difference for the Chromecast 2 working off of the 500 milliamps. And no, it seems to work just fine. I haven't noticed any slowdowns or anything. There's nothing at all unusual about it. Just thought I would mention it, just in case you guys were curious. Here's the old Chromecast and the new Chromecast, and as you can see, there's really no point in upgrading to the new Chromecast. I don't understand why they even bothered coming out with a new model. It's so marginally better that you might as well have stuck with the old one. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share my video. If you have any comments or questions, post them in the comment section below. What do you guys think? Do you think that the new one is worth it? Do you think that the old one is still better? What do you guys think? Let me know. Interested to hear your opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget, if you found this video particularly useful, you can, of course, buy me a cup of coffee in the About section. There's also links to places where you can buy these things. It doesn't include Amazon, but there's a link to Amazon just in case you want to see if they've changed their policy by the time you're watching this video, which I hope that they have. I genuinely hope that they've come to their senses. I have a feeling that they won't because they want to sell a Fire Stick, which I don't really want to buy. Maybe I should. Maybe that's what this whole argument's about. Anyways, that link and all those links are in the About section below. Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about it. Thanks. Just thought I'd add this in. Quick comparison. This is the old charger for the old Chromecast. This is 850 milliamps as opposed to the new one, which is 1 amp. Again, don't really know why that difference exists, but it does, so I thought I would point it out.